Am I wrong for telling my psychiatrist I don't feel I can get better while living with my parents, which is what made CPS decide I should live with my grandparents? I'm 17 male, my parents' oldest kid. My siblings are 11, 9 and 5. My parents weren't always super great parents and they caused me to have a really unhealthy relationship with food. When I was really young they were anti-junk, processed and foods that weren't clean. They'd make me finish everything on my plate no matter how not hungry I was. If someone cooked too much I was expected to help finish it all because we never did leftovers or anything and no food should ever be wasted. I wasn't allowed to be full when there was food still left. If I tried to leave they made me sit back down and finish. So it was always weird for them to be so conscious of what I ate but would also expect me to eat more than I could handle. Then they started telling me not to eat so much because I'd get fat or I'd be tubby and nobody wants that. After a while they relaxed on the cleanness of food and junk, but then they'd tell me if I ate treats at a party I would get so fat. They'd make really negative comments at me for eating some cake and burgers at a party. My appetite was always kinda wonky as a kid and some days I could eat and other days I wasn't very hungry. So to have them say a few treats at a birthday party was mindfucking for me. But the days I was actually hungry and would eat the food they made they still said negative things about it. The comments became way less when my sister, 11, was eating more. They said they realized it shouldn't be pushed much. Then when I was 11 my parents made too much shepherd's pie for dinner and it was so much that we could have eaten for 3 or 4 days. It was double layered more like a lasagna too. My parents decided the 3 of us needed to finish it and I got enough for 3 meals on my plate and they kept telling me to make sure there was no waste and if I slowed down they told me I needed to eat it. It was too much for me and I ended up puking everywhere. I couldn't finish it either. My stomach just couldn't and it was coming up my throat and out my nose, or it felt like that. My parents were like, why would you do that? Because I puke at the table and all over them too. After that my unhealthy relationship with food became an eating disorder and I had anorexia. It started slowly. I didn't eat at school. But then I didn't eat at all. I hated food. I hated myself. My head was such a mess. It was last year that it caught up with me and everyone found out I'd been starving myself. I ended up in a 90-day treatment program for eating disorders and I was assigned a long-term psychiatrist. When I was finishing up my program I was asked how I felt about going home and stuff. I told my psychiatrist I didn't think I could get better at home with my parents. I said their visits were already stressful and seeing them made me think of all the comments, the times they made me eat. That prompted the psychiatrist to contact CPS and tell them this. After someone from CPS talked to me and everyone it was decided I'd go to live with my grandparents after the treatment program. I still live with them. My parents visit but they're so angry that I'm not with them. They have asked me over and over again why I did it when they apologized and realized where they had gone wrong. They have a really huge problem with the fact I did never come home to them and that our relationship isn't being worked on. To be honest I can't focus on my relationship with them or my siblings right now. My grandparents told my parents I was where I needed to be and they needed to stop. But I can see how mad and hurt they are and I never wanted that. I just don't feel I could ever be home with them. AITA?